Before we begin this podcast, please be advised that the following episode contains language that some listeners may find offensive and inappropriate. The opinions expressed by the host and guests are their own and do not reflect the views of the podcast producers. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back to this episode of Voices of a Killer about Stanley Kenaga Jr. and the tragic death of Barbara Lynn. When we last left off, Stanley had talked about his tumultuous childhood and how perhaps this might have been a cause for what leads to us speaking to him behind bars. We now rejoin Stanley on that fateful day in 2019 on this episode of Voices of a Killer.
So, who's the victim in your case?
A lady named Barbara Lynn.
And how'd you know her?
I didn't. My brother-in-law came to me and said that he knew where there was $20,000 at. All we had to do was break into the house and get it.
Okay,
We
so
broke into the house.
hold on. We're going to go piece by piece here. So who approached you that said that there was money in this lady's house?
My brother-in-law.
Did y'all do drugs together?
Do what?
Y'all did drugs together?
Yes.
And how did he know that this lady had money in her house?
I personally don't know. He told me that someone told him about it, and went from there.
Yeah. So your brother-in-law, who is Joseph Proffer, he comes to you and basically says, I know about $20,000 we can get from this person. Was the intent to go in there and kill her and take the money, or just try to break in and take the money?
See, what I was told from the beginning was that there wasn't nobody home. So there was never supposed to be anybody even there when we broke in.
Okay. So there was no intent to go in there and kill anybody. It was just to try to break in while nobody was there, take the money. Whenever y'all decided to do this, what time of day did y'all plan this?
Probably about 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning.
And why would a lady that not be home at that time?
Joe told me that she was gone with her son.
How did he know that?
He said he'd been watching the house.
Wow. That's scary, somebody watching a house like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For somebody that's... How old was this lady? 77 years old?
Yeah.
So y'all planned this at late, early morning, 1 or 2 in the morning. Whenever y'all go together, I guess y'all drove in the same vehicle together?
We actually walked.
Walked, okay. Whenever you approached the house, what did you see? Was there a car in the driveway, or
No, there wasn't a car in the driveway.
walk immediately to the house, or did y'all walk back and forth kind of scoping it out?
We scoped it out, and then we went into the back door.
So when you approached the back door, was there lights on in the house?
No.
How did y'all get in?
I jimmied the back door and went in.
Whenever you went in, was there any kind of pets or dogs or anything like that barking?
No.
What was the first place you went when you went inside?
I went to the living room.
Did y'all have a weapon with you?
No.
No weapons whatsoever?
No.
Where did your co-defendant go? He followed with you?
He was looking around in the living room with me, and then we went to the bedrooms.
Okay, so is this a 2-story house or a 1-story?
1 story.
Did y'all go to this bedroom together?
Actually, I went down the hallway looking, and he went in one bedroom, and I went to go to the other bedroom, and then I seen that she was in bed.
Whenever you opened the door and she's just laying there in bed?
Yeah.
Was she asleep, or did you wake her up when you went in?
She was asleep.
Is she the only one in the house?
Yeah.
What did you think when you saw her sleeping there? That had to have been startling.
It was. It honestly scared the shit out of me.
In the quiet town of Birch Tree, Missouri, Barbara Lynn's home became the target of this ominous plot, carried out under the cover of night. The crime's catalyst? Stanley Kenaga's brother-in-law, Joseph Proffer, claimed there was $20,000 stashed in Barbara's home, urging Stanley to join him in breaking in to steal it. Stanley claims they believed the house would be empty, but when they entered the home, Stanley was confronted with the unexpected. Barbara was there, asleep in her bed. This begs the question, what were Stanley's true motives? Was he simply caught in the web of desperation and greed? Or did something darker drive his actions? Stanley's retelling seems to suggest a sequence of events driven by fear and impulse. But can this justify what followed? Was it simply about the money, or was there something more beneath the surface? We need to find out what happened next, after the break.
What'd you do?
We took off and we left. We got back to my house and he told me that he found the money, but I had startled him before he could get it.
Whenever y'all left, did y'all wake her up at any point in time?
No.
So you guys get spooked by seeing her. Y'all hurry up and leave, but she never woke up during that process. Y'all go and kind of regroup, and he's basically saying, okay, we got to go back, and I know where the money is.
Yes.
On the second trip back, how long after y'all had left the first time did you go back?
Probably about 45 minutes to an hour.
And did you bring
We went
weapons
back
the
to my
second
house.
time?
No.
Y'all didn't bring any weapons first or second time?
No.
So did y'all go back through the back door?
Yes.
And where's the first place y'all went when you got back inside?
I went to the hallway, to the end of the hallway by the bedroom door where she was sleeping. That way, if she woke up, I could get his attention so we could get out of the house before she's seen any one of us.
So you're basically watching her door and he goes and gets the money?
Yes.
Was he successful at grabbing the money?
No, there was no money got, except for
Well, hold on. So does he come back and say, I can't find it or something?
Yeah, I didn't get on here until like almost 1:10.
Does he come back out and say, I can't find the money?
No, actually, he started making a bunch of noise, and she started to wake up. So I started throwing coins. I had change in my pocket, and I started throwing coins down the hallway where he was. Dad had been trying to get his attention to stop, and she came out of the bedroom. I threw her to the ground.
So hold on a second. Whenever she comes out of the bedroom, you're right there by the other side of the door. She opens it up.
Yeah.
Or are you open the door and you're staring at her sleeping and she wakes up? Which one?
No, I was standing in the hallway. She woke up and the door was already open.
So
whenever she came out into the hallway.
Whenever she came out in the hallway, did she scream or say, what the hell are you doing?
No.
She didn't say anything?
She didn't say nothing. I think she had something in her hand. I don't remember what it was, but there was something in her hand, and I didn't know if it was a knife, a gun, or what. So I threw her to the ground and tried to take off. Okay. And when I did, my brother-in-law ran back up the hallway and started stomping her in it.
Why do you think he did that?
I have no clue. I was in shock when it happened.
So let me ask you this. Does your co-defendant try to claim that you did that and you're saying that he did that?
No, I told the cops because I thought that I was trying to protect him, which is stupid. Now that I've actually thought about it, I've run the rest of my life for somebody who don't even care.
Yeah.
I told him that I did it and that he didn't do it.
Why would you do that?
And because he was 19 or I don't remember. He was young, and I was just trying to protect him. I was thinking that I'd get 10 or 15 years, and I could do that with no problem, and then get out and be okay.
So whenever he ran back up the hall and stomped on her head, were you standing right there with him?
I was closer to the end of the hallway, and he ran past me and started stomping on her head. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like. How long did y'all ransack the house that lady just did in the hallway?
A couple minutes. We quickly searched the house, didn't find nothing. So I told him that we needed to leave, and we left.
Did you steal anything?
I found a guitar, a camera, and a lot of. The camera was worth about $2,000, and the guitar was worth about $3,000.
Yeah.
And that's all I could find that was worth anything. And Joe, he took a computer and some random stupid stuff, which I didn't understand why he took the stupid stuff that he took because it was pointless. There was no money value in it.
So like what?
Like he took a carton of cigarettes out of the freezer.
Did y'all have gloves on?
Yes.
Needless to say, Barbara Lynn's murder was senseless. After everything Thee had done, why go back? What pushed them to return to the scene? Stanley recounts that Joseph convinced him they needed to make another attempt, claiming the money was there, but he had been startled before he could retrieve it. This raises several troubling questions. What were their true motivations for returning, knowing someone was inside? Was it desperation, greed, or something darker? Stanley insists that neither of them had weapons when they re-entered the house, but as events unfolded, Barbara awoke. Stanley claims that out of fear, he threw her to the ground, an action that would escalate into violence when Joseph reportedly ran down the hallway and began stomping on her. Stanley, standing in shock, says he later took the blame in an attempt to protect his younger brother-in-law, who was only 19 at the time. But why would Stanley assume responsibility for such a heinous act, especially when it would cost him his life outside of prison? As they ransacked the house after Barbara's death, they found nothing of the promised $20,000, only trivial items: a guitar, a camera, a carton of cigarettes. What led them to believe this woman had such a large sum of money? And how did the bond between Stanley and Joseph drive the events of that night? In the next episode of Voices of a Killer, we'll explore the answers to these haunting questions.
If you want to find out what happens next, right now, you can sign up at patreon.com/voicesofakiller. There you can find bonus content, early access, ad-free listening, and access to our chat community. So go to patreon.com/voicesofakiller to sign up now. Your support is what keeps us passionate about bringing these stories to you. That's a wrap on this episode of Voices of a Killer. A big shout out to Sonic Futures, who handled the production, audio editing, music licensing, and promotion of this podcast. If you want to hear more episodes like this one, make sure to visit our website at voicesofakiller.com. There you can find previous episodes, transcripts, and additional information about the podcast. Lastly, if you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Your feedback helps us improve and reach new listeners. Thank you for your support, and we can't wait to share more stories with you in the future. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Toby, and we'll see you next time on Voices of a Killer.